Are you having trouble with flat, soggy choux pastry? Well, this recipe video will help you with that. Hi, I'm Dini, and I've been making choux pastry for years. Today, I'm sharing all the important details no one tells you about to make sure you get perfect choux pastry. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how choux pastry works and how to make perfect cream puffs that are better than from the bakery. First thing we need to do is to make sure all the ingredients are measured out, preferably by weight, and the flour is sifted and free of lumps as well. Next, we're going to place the water, the butter, salt, and sugar in a pot and then heat it over medium heat while stirring to melt the butter and to bring the water to a boil. Now, once the water comes to a boil, turn off the stove and immediately add the flour into the water. Stir it really well until all the water is absorbed by the flour and the flour is also saturated completely in the water. So there should be no dry pockets of flour in there. Now heat the mixture on low heat while moving that dough around to evaporate any excess water until you have a dough that comes together well and has the consistency of dry mashed potatoes. You should also be able to see a film form in the bottom of the stainless steel pot as well. Now, once you get the right consistency, the dough needs to be cooled down to below 160 Fahrenheit or 71 Celsius, ideally to room temperature, before we start adding the egg. Now, I prefer to cool down the dough by flattening it against the sides of the mixer bowl like this, but you can also choose to mix it with the paddle attachment on low speed as well, so it can cool down faster. Once the dough has cooled down, we're ready for the next step, which is to add the eggs. Now, the amount of eggs needed for the dough to be the right consistency can vary slightly, so it is important to know what signs to look for. Here are some tips to avoid adding too many eggs. Make sure that the eggs are at room temperature. Add only one egg at a time and mix it in well before adding more. Scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl to ensure the dough and eggs are mixing really well. And when you're adding that last couple of eggs, whisk it together in a separate bowl so you can add a little bit at a time until you get the right consistency. The dough will go from being dry and stiff to shiny and having some fluidity. Now, if your dough is at room temperature, there are 3 signs that you can look for to make sure that the consistency is right. The first sign is how shiny the dough is. The dough should have a sheen to it when the surface is nice and smooth. This will tell you that you have added enough eggs, but not if you added too many. Now, the second test is called the spatula V test. When you pick up some dough with the spatula and lift the spatula straight up from the dough that's in the bowl, the dough that's on the spatula will form a V shape at the end of it. This will tell you if the dough will pipe smoothly. If the dough is dry, then it won't form the V shape. Now, the final sign or test that you can do is called the trench test. Make the dough surface nice and smooth and then run your finger through the surface of the dough, forming a trench that is about 1 inch deep. And then watch the dough around the trench. How does the dough move? Is it flowing back in to close the trench? Then the dough is too wet. But are the sides of the trench only moving a little bit or none at all, and it's not filling the trench? Then you're good. And this test tells you that you've actually added the right amount of eggs and not too many, which means when you pipe the choux pastry dough, it'll actually hold its shape and not flatten out and lead to flat, sad-looking choux pastries. Once you have your dough ready, we're ready to pipe it. We're making cream puffs today, so I'm going to be piping the dough in little mounds so that when they bake, they'll be perfect little round puffs. Place the dough in a piping bag with a 1/2 inch wide piping tip attached. You can use a round piping tip or a French style piping tip like I have here. Next, stick the parchment paper onto the baking tray using a little extra choux dough because this will prevent the parchment paper from lifting up as you pipe your choux pastry onto it. Then start piping mounds of choux dough on your parchment paper, leaving a good 2 to 3 inches space in between. Now, here are my tips for making sure that you pipe each portion evenly. This is especially helpful for beginners, but even after years of making choux pastry, since I was about 10 years old, I still use these tips to ensure that I get evenly baked, beautiful choux puffs. Make sure to squeeze the piping bag with even pressure and count to make sure you pipe the same amount of dough each time, like this.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
With evenly sized portions, they will also be the same size when they're baked too. You can also use a small cookie scoop if you like as well. To get perfectly baked round choux puffs, remember to keep the pastry bag at a 90-degree angle and start squeezing the dough out with even pressure and controlled flow. Once the dough is on the baking sheet, slowly move the tip straight up while making sure the tip is always in contact with the dough that's piped on the sheet. Then, when you have the right size or amount of dough, stop squeezing the pastry bag and then twist and lift off the tip and bag. Once the choux pastry has been piped, dip your finger into room temperature water and dab each tip to flatten it to prevent them from burning as they bake. Before baking, you have the option of either spritzing the tray with water or dusting the dough with confectioner's sugar or even applying an egg wash for a sheen, or you can keep them as is as well. Make sure the oven is preheated properly so that the choux pastry will puff up well as they bake, because the heat will cause the water in the dough to turn to steam, which is what helps puff up these pastries. Now remember, do not open the oven while the pastries are baking. The oven is only safe to open once the choux pastries have puffed and formed a crust so that they won't collapse. Once the pastries are baked and have a nice golden crust on them, take them out of the oven and prick each case to allow any excess steam to escape. And then let them cool down to room temperature before you fill them. This is what the choux puffs look like once they're baked and cooled. Now this was piped with a round tip, which is why it looks smoother on the surface, and this was piped with a French star tip. We've got our baked choux puffs and now we're ready to fill them. You can choose from all kinds of different fillings, from whipped cream to vanilla pastry cream, chocolate pastry cream, vanilla diplomat cream, or even chocolate diplomat cream. There's so many different options, but for these, I made a batch of my stabilized Chantilly cream or sweetened whipped cream. I whipped heavy cream with sugar and vanilla and added gelatin to stabilize it so it will keep its shape and won't deflate. Once the whipped cream is at stiffish peaks, it's ready to be used. Now, there are two ways to fill a choux puff. You can either make a hole at the bottom of the pastry using a French star tip and then fill it with whipped cream through the hole, or you can follow the second way, which looks a little bit more decorative. Take your cool down choux puffs and then slice the top off the pastries with a small sharp knife. Make sure to slice it with a nice clean edge so it still looks pretty. The top will still be used as a lid at the end, so make sure you don't throw it away. If you need to, you can clean out any pastry webbings inside the puff, but this is an optional step. Once you've sliced the tops off of all the choux pastries, we're ready to fill it. Use a star tip to pipe the whipped cream into the bottom half of the pastry and then create a swirl of whipped cream to overfill the puff above where it was cut. Then place the pastry top back on. This method does use more whipped cream than the first method of filling our cream puffs, but it does look fancier. Once all the pastries are filled, then we can dust them with some confectioner's sugar and they're ready to be served. Once you understand how choux pastry works, you will get perfect results every single time. I break down baking recipes to help you become a better baker. And if you want more tips like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel, The Flavor Bender. Now let me know in the comments, what's your favorite filling for choux pastry? And what will you make next? I'll see you next time.